fun to get out here and let them play. We've started Wednesday, so a week and a half ago or so. We've been rolling, and everything's kind of there's restraints and constraints on everything you do as far as your tempo practice and thud and tracking and shorts or vests, whatever the situation is. You get 2 live scrimmages, in preseason. So really tried to treat it like a preseason game. That's just kind of what I was trying to create mentality-wise. Headsets, and then ACC officials, everything, and just really try to call it as strict as we could call it. Today was a fun day as far as being able to go play. Without it's all right. We're 2nd and 8, and we're playing 3rd down. And creating situations and thud in the box, tracking on the back, whatever it is. This is live. Go play, and it's a different world. When I was playing, every day was live, and they had to tell you, hey, it's not live. Now you got to say it's live. It's such a different world for these guys, and so it's a challenge because you got to take advantage of your opportunities, and so we had a certain amount of plays we wanted to get, and lots of different situations. Mostly good on good. I think I mixed it up one time where we went 1s on 2s, but the rest was good on good the whole day. And trying to hit all the different field zones from backed up, middle field, red zone, 1st and 9 on the 9, play it out, goal line, short yardage. We hit it all today. And only thing we didn't do was 2-minute. We'll get that. We did that yesterday, and then we'll get that next week live. But usually this scrimmage is usually a day that the defense kind of owns the day. That's kind of been probably in my history, that's probably the way it's been. But that wasn't the case today, and I honestly kind of saw that coming. I told the defense, I'm really. It was very competitive. Defense did a lot of good things. They had a couple nice turnovers. Kuba had a pick. RJ had a pick. We did, throughout all 3 groups, we had a few sacks, but good on good. It was incredibly competitive, and very encouraged by what I see with our guys up front in the offensive line. And I think all they hear and read is how bad they are, and it's just the opposite on the other side. All they hear and read is how great they are, and I think you saw the result of that today. I definitely think the offensive line won the day in the trenches today, which is good to see. Good for both sides. Very competitive. Love how our backs ran the ball. All the backs had some big plays. Made some big plays in the passing game. Really pleased with DJ. He had one mistake. Cade had one critical mistake. We had some guys, make plays. Really, I think we had one drop the whole day. The guys made plays, with each group. But just a very, you wish you were playing somebody else because it's a double-edged sword for me. If the punters, if you had great punt, but the punt return was excellent, well, that meant your punt coverage wasn't very good, right? So it's like, all right, it's a double-edged sword. You're happy, but then you're mad. So very competitive day. I'm really pleased with the effort. A lot on tape that we can teach from, and if we get better from it, 3 weeks from tomorrow, we're loading the bus to go to Atlanta. So we're not ready to play right now, but I do think we're heading in the right direction with a lot of positive things, and feel really good about what I'm seeing, in all areas. But this is a bunch that'll compete. It's a physical group, and we got to clean up some discipline things. We did have some penalties in the red zone. We had a couple of offsides. We had a big play on a 3rd down for a 1st down, and we got a guy that lined up on the line and covered up my tight end and get an ineligible downfield, called back. We got a 4th and inches on the defense and goes for a 40-something yard touchdown because we didn't contain. So there's just a lot of discipline things that showed up today that we gotta clean up. The number one thing we talk about all the time is don't lose to Clemson, and we'll have a little list of those things and what that means today. So special teams wise, really pleased with BT. He's had a great camp. Robert has had a great camp, but I thought he that's why we come over here. It's just different, even though it's a lot of concrete looking at you. It's just a different vibe, and he finished well, but I thought he had his worst day, and he's been really good. He's a very, very talented kicker, but man, continue to be incredibly pleased and encouraged with our punters. Aiden has had about 4 days in a row really, really doing a nice job for us. Worked on all open field, worked on punting, off the goal line, backed up back at the goal line, and really pleased with our punters. Jack's starting to make a lot of progress. BT's been very steady there, so I think it's we're in a good spot. We've got 2 guys that can really bomb it, as far as kicking it out of the end zone, and BT and Gunn. So special teams wise, pretty good day. I thought our kick return and punt return was really good. Now again, disappointing thing with that is, I wasn't very pleased with our kick coverage and punt coverage. So, but it's good to get it all on tape, coach off of it, and go from there. I mean, I think this is a tough group, man. I thought they would be a physically tough group, but until you really go play and you really turn it loose, the game's just different. When it's all on your feet, thud type contact. It's physical, but it ain't like this. And we got a tough group. Both sides of the ball, and so I'm pleased with that. And I think I got confirmation on that today.
Did you come out of the scrimmage pretty injury-free?
I think so. I'm not sure. Pat will give me a report. I think might have one guy maybe just go off, looked like he may have hurt his ankle, but I couldn't tell. But he jogged off, But I think other than that, I don't think I only saw one guy. So we'll see.
Dabo, how much experience can you share?
Well, we're just trying to get the best 5. That's, as I told y'all earlier, we got to find out who's the best 5. Who's 6, who's 7, who's 8. What kind of build it from there. But Walker. It's really not about Walker as it is, Blake Miller. Who's the 5th best guy? Is it Blake? We know Walker's in there. Is it Blake? Is it Tucker? Mitchell's been out. He'll hopefully be back Monday. He hadn't been able to practice most of the week in protocol, so he'll be back Monday, ready to go. But so is it Blake? Is it Mitchell? Is it Sadler? Is it who is it? Who's the 5th best guy? And depending on who that is it Dietrich? Who's the 5th best guy? We got flexibility, and if it means moving Walker to guard, if Blake's the 5th best guy and he's more comfortable at tackle right now, then that's what we do. So Walker's a natural, man. I mean, he can play anywhere you want to play. He's a really, really good football player, and so yeah, we've mixed it up as far as who the first 5 is. I think today he kept it fairly consistent, and but we got a good idea, as far as the guys that we think will be ready to play. I mean, I really feel good about our group. I mean, I think we're still trying. Who's that first 5? Because there's competition for that. I think that's great, but 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I mean, I think we got 11 and a half guys that I would trust pretty good right now, and hopefully by the time we get to game day, we'll be maybe 12 or 13. It's just it's a much more veteran group. This time we've got 2 true freshmen in Blake and Colin, and both of those guys are going to help us. I can tell y'all right now, they both going to play. They're both going to help us. They've proven that. Been here since January. They're ready, and the rest of those guys, Tristan and Dietrich and Linthicum, even though they're redshirt freshmen, I mean, they're going on year 2. They're just more mature. We're just in a better place with those guys to go along with that 3rd-year sophomore group and those juniors and J-Mac. So just more functionality, more competition, more guys that are capable of competing. and that's making us better. So.
Same question in regards to your wide receiver group and who's out there.
Yeah, the receivers have been really good. I mean, I'm super pleased with our group. Bo's been out a few days. EJ's, hopefully be back running around Monday, ready to go. But so the encouraging thing is Bo and EJ have been out all week. Both of them off to a great start in camp, and both will be back, soon. But it's allowed us to really challenge some other guys, and really pleased again with EJ how he came out of camp, and he had a little issue. He made a great catch and came down funny and kind of had a hematoma or whatever that thing's called. But he'll be fine. Same thing with Bo. Bo's doing well, but it's allowed us to get a lot of work to these other guys, and God has been awesome. I know how many times y'all heard me say that. He made a couple of big plays today. And he's just been a great leader for us. It's been really fun to see. So, I just really happy for him, and hopefully he can stay the course. Spector's been awesome. Same thing, this time last year he couldn't walk up these steps, and he ain't missed a rep. I mean, he's been awesome. And the kid hadn't played in 2 years. He's just a really veteran guy. He's got a great mindset. Really pleased with him. And Dakari had a couple of nice plays. I mean, Dakari started a lot of games last year along with Bo. So got all those guys back. Again, we'll get EJ and Bo back. But, Will Taylor and Drew and Antonio, Cole Turner. I mean, this kid is. He's got unbelievable long-term potential. I mean, he could help us this year. I'm hoping we don't have to have him, but he's making it hard on us. Makes plays every day. Had two big plays today, and he gets yards after contact. He's strong. He's fast, but he touches it. He catches it, and he's just got a unique knack for finishing plays. So it's a really good group, and we're gonna get Adam Randall back soon. I mean. So we got I just love how it's coming together, and we're building a lot of confidence in a lot of areas. So we just got more depth than we've had there in a long time, and we're heading in the right direction.
Troy Stellato.
Stellato's out. Stellato tore his ACL. So he had a couple good days, but just like all these other injuries, and unfortunately that's kind of been his story really since he's got here to this point. Is he's been injured. He's not been a guy that's really been available very much from the day he got here. He's had a lot of deals, and I thought he finished spring really well, showed some things, and then he had 2 good days in a row, taking advantage of his opportunity. So it's just another setback for him. But he's a redshirt freshman. It's frustrating, but that's what I told him. I just tried to encourage him. I mean, look at Spector. He played 2 years, and here he is. He's still got 4 years left, because he redshirted. And if you redshirt and then you lose another season due to injury, you automatically get that year. So he's still got 4 years left starting next year. It's all in front of him. We had a guy come speak to the team the other day, Inky Johnson. I don't know if y'all have heard of him. And he's paralyzed from the arm down. He's paralyzed on his own right side. And, we just talked about having good perspective. I mean, they're not going to cut his leg off. He's going to come back. He's got some great examples on this team. It's frustrating because the timing stinks and he wants to play. But it's just a part of his story. And again, just planted and cut. I mean, that's just like I saw Will Taylor last year. Just nobody even touched him, and that's kind of how most of these things happen, unfortunately. But so we'll attack his rehab and get him back, this spring, ready to go. And again, he's got his whole future in front of him and going to be a really good player. But fortunately, from a depth standpoint, it's a position we've got depth, and that we're really fortunate with that. But you hate to lose anybody, especially a kid that you really see making some progress, and he's been through a lot. But again, he's got to keep grinding and keep his perspective and his attitude right. Focus on the long term.
When did that happen?
Yesterday. Yeah, yesterday.
How about John Williams?
He's good. John's good. He had a little, I think he had like a little cyst that he had to get cleared up, but he's good.
When do you expect Bo back?
Soon. I mean, he's doing really good. We're being cautious with him. You know, he just kind of fell on his shoulder and had a pretty good bruise there. So, you know, just not getting any contact, but his range of motion is great, and he's doing well. So we'll probably hold him, you know, through next week, and then hopefully, you know, get him back going as we get into those last couple weeks.
As a head coach, you want to see all three phases do well. But after last season's struggles, DJ and the offense, does it tickle you a little bit to see him come out and kind of win the day out here?
Heck yeah! I mean, shoot, we were a mess, and you know, it's just to see the confidence and guys making plays, and just, you know, seeing the knowledge being, you know, applied. You know, they're taking it from meeting rooms and they're applying it, but just the chemistry. You know, again, those first 7-8 offensive linemen, you know, have a lot of good chemistry. You know, and we've got some flexibility. And then those backs, our tight ends, you know, the receivers are making plays, and all of that. What does all that do? Everything around the quarterback. What does that do? Does that make the quarterback better or worse?
Better.
Exactly. When all that ain't good, does it make the quarterback better or worse? Worse. Exactly. This ain't rocket science. And it affects their confidence and all those things. And then, you know, quarterbacks start trying to do too much, and then it's because the quarterbacks get all the blame. They get all the credit too. But it's fun to see our quarterbacks, you know, starting to just have a little calmness to them, because we're just better around them. You know, we're better around them. We're playing physical, and it's good to see, man. You know, we got 3 special backs. And dudes are really good football players, but they'll be the first ones to tell you, it all starts with those guys up front. And man, proud of DJ's he made 2 or 3 big plays with his legs today. Same thing with Cade. I think Cade ended up with 2 touchdowns, you know, in the goal line red zone area. So good to see the quarterbacks making plays with their legs. You know, both running it and extending plays.
Is EJ still like limited right now?
Yeah, he's limited. He'll be back soon. Hopefully Monday he's running routes and stuff and getting ready to get back in there. But it was just kind of a weird deal. And then, you know, he goes out to the lake and decides he wants to jump on a tube. So it probably didn't help the speediness of the recovery. He's like, I thought I was just laying down. Y'all ever tubed? Hang on for your life, right? He'll be all right.
Will Taylor is a similar to Renfro, former quarterback, former wide receiver. How would you compare his acclimation to the position at the similar point in Renfro?
Yeah. The difference is Renfro spent that whole redshirt year working on the craft. Will didn't. Will played. You know, that 4th game we were just starting to kind of, you know, transition him. You know, switch meeting rooms and all that, and you know, 2 plays in or whatever, he's out. So that's the difference. And you see that, you know. So he looks like a freshman out there. He's so natural as far as just he's explosive, he's fast, and he's strong, he's compact, he's a really good finisher on the ball. All that stuff's natural. But the route running, the influence, the break points, you know, the nuances of the position, he's like a true freshman out there because he hasn't done it. Playing with your hands, you know, he's just never done it. And he gets better, but he just gets better every day because he's such a worker and such a grinder. And then Antonio is just, you know, he's not as strong as Will, but he's just more natural because that's what he's always done, you know. And but they're gonna both end up in the same spot when it's all said and done. I mean, Will's just gonna keep getting better and better and better. He's just what we thought he'd be. You know, again, the difference is we wish we'd have had him last year to work through some of these things that we're working through right now.
With Antonio coming into the summer, how is he doing as far as picking up the offense and being ready to go out and play?
He's doing good. You know, we're at that point now where we're trying to get him to learn, you know, 2 spots. And I think he feels good about our 5-man and where he is there, but we needed to know the 2 as well. You got to be able to be interchangeable right there. So he's coming. He's picking it up. We had a nice play today. He's doing a good job. Drew's had a heck of a camp. He's done he's savvy and he's done a really good job. So Hampton Earl's another kid that nobody really talks about. He's a very savvy dude that really knows how to play and can help us as well. So we've just got a lot of guys. Hamp Green, other areas right there. Hampton, he's a really functional player. So it's a position of strength for us.
How'd your tight ends do
so
today?
far?
Excellent. Tight ends were excellent. Outside of we had a penalty in the red zone, a holding call, and then we had we got it, but we had a third and 6, or might have been 3rd and 5, and we come up 6 inches short, on the catch, and that's situational awareness. Don't put me in that situation. We went for it, and it was a 40-yard touchdown run. So, but we got to get the first down on the catch. So just some situational things. But man, they made plays. Brenny had an excellent day. I thought he had 3 or 4 catches. Davis a couple catches. Sage may have had 1. Luke may have had 1. Sapp had a nice play. I tell you, a little Sapp. So really glad we got him. He's a little ball player now. He's tough. He's natural. He's a really good athlete. He just comes easy for him. He's a thick kid, he ain't afraid. He's played linebacker. He's played DN. He's played quarterback. He's played running back. I mean, he's a basketball player. He's just a really smooth athlete. So I'm really, really excited about him. And again, he made a nice play today. So as a group, it's a good group.
Moving Trenton into the inside linebacker, what did you see today with him at that position? Did it work out? Did you transition like you wanted him to?
Well, I mean, he's doing great. We'll see what all he did today as far as just doing his job. Sometimes you do your job well, but you may not have made a bunch of plays because, just the nature of the call or whatever. But, we'll grade this tonight, this afternoon, and we'll spend a lot of time talking about personnel tomorrow and kind of where we are and then, moving forward through Wednesday. And then really kind of clean everything up on Thursday. We're going to give them 2 days, Friday and Saturday, to rest and recover. At that point, you've been going 2.5 weeks, and just give them 2 days rest, come back on Sunday, and then break camp that Wednesday after that. So, we'll see. We'll grade him. But he's been awesome. He's no problem.